So we know that we have a big problem with the global food system. We know that we waste 1/3 of the food that we produce globally. And we also know that here in the UAE, the restaurant industry wastes 40% average of the food that they cook. So what that means, that 40% of the food that we globally produce never reach the people that needs to feed. Let's take an example. We have a restaurant at the World Trade Center Mall that they cook 100 of their signature dish every day from what 40 meals would end up in a plastic bag. So what does it mean? We have a regulation that requires these guys to keep track of the food that they waste. And this is not also a huge environmental impact. This is something that is bleeding their business to death because 40% is wasted. We have a new regulations, and some guys, some establishments are doing some kind of tracking with pen and paper, I know, some with other methods, and some of them have no clue on how much they waste. So what is the solution for this? We came with an intelligent waste management tool that prevents the generation of food waste. So we don't have food waste because we avoid having food waste. So how does it work? We take the information from the restaurants, we train the model using machine learning, and we come with a recommendation of the optimal amount of food that we are going to buy, cook, and serve. This also comes with a dashboard that these owners can check from everywhere, and they can see their end-to-end operation, the trends, our recommendation, and what they need to do to avoid waste. This brings up to 30% of the reduction in the volume that they waste, and also up to 10% in cost savings for them. Our business models includes a subscription fee with the intelligent access to the intelligent solution, and also an expert support, and also a premium option with an end-to-end support on-site by our chef, recommending these guys what they need to do to have a more profitable operation, and also a sustainability approach to avoid wasting. We are also, our entry model into the UAE includes a 3-month pilot at no cost for this establishment. And we know that this is a very interesting growing market of $13.3 billion, and we are addressing the segments of full service and quick service establishments, and we are planning to get $700,000 on the first year. Our differentiation with Wino and Limpath, for example, is that they are very expensive and an easy solution. And we also have other solutions in the market that gives retrospective approach with reports of what we already wasted. So OnaTech is a very seamless solution that prevents the generation of food waste. Our go-to-market strategy includes content market and social media campaigns. Keep participating in food summits, and also working with key influencers like food bloggers and Emirati chefs. And also, last but not least, keep piloting this in other places. We are actually working with Hanover at the World Trade Center. Our team has a wealth of experience in areas like sustainability, hospitality, artificial intelligence, and supply chain. And we invested $50,000, and we are raising $250,000 that we plan to invest in set up the operation here in Abu Dhabi, and also an aggressive growth supported by sales, marketing, and product development. Finally, we think that a sustainable operation is possible, and we plan to work with Vision 2021 to produce growth and sustainable from Abu Dhabi to the world, and match what is supply with demand without having food in between. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sergio. Thank you very much. 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 Thank you very Okay, this is a specific question.
Yeah.
$700,000 in year one. Where does that come from? How many customers? What do you charge
We
each
have
customer?
12,000 restaurants in the UAE, the segment that we are addressing. This is a very growing market. Remember that cost is 25%, and we are addressing, we plan to capture 300 restaurants in the first year.
So 300 restaurants in the first year, and
Yeah.
how much do you charge them? Sorry.
100 per month. Remember that gives up to 10% in cost reduction. So after the third month, after a few weeks, actually, they are already seeing savings in cost and also in volume of the food that they waste.
And do you have any validation of that? Do you have anyone who's signed up? Or
Yeah. We are piloting this in World Trade Center, and we have 5 more restaurants signed up in the upcoming weeks. And we've been piloting this for a couple of weeks.
When you say restaurants, right? Like, what's the target segment that you're looking at? Because there's a number of restaurants at different size in the marketplace.
Yes, this is the whole pie includes cafeterias, includes cafes, bars. We are addressing the full service restaurants that includes casual and another type of restaurant, and that is what we are addressing.
You guys are doing a pilot, right?
Yeah.
For the current restaurant that you're doing, how much time did you guys spend on that, and what's the pilot time actually?
You know, the beauty of machine learning is that learns from the data. So it needs time, it needs time to keep validating until it comes with an accurate amount of the recommendation. It usually takes around 3 months to come with an accurate validation of the right amount of food that they need to cook and
No, I'm asking on the acquisition side, right? To onboard this, say for example, if I'm a restaurant owner, you want to implement this. I say, okay, I like your product, you want to implement this.
Yeah.
How much time it's going to take you guys to implement it?
It takes a week to deploy the solution. It takes a week to show you the value, the dashboards, and it takes up to 3 months until, again, we train the model and we come with an accurate, optimal solution for your operation, because each restaurant is different, each operation.
Do you have multiple versions, English, Arabic, or is it
No,
only
it's
English at this point of
It's
time?
English,
Okay.
but it can be easily translated to Arabic, yeah.
So I had a question like, did you reach out to the restaurants, like how are they feeling about the platform? Because they would have to like manually enter the data, right? And that's a huge, painful job to do.
We spent at least 2 months visiting. We visited at least 70 restaurants in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And we found that, it's very manual, but they have a computer, they have their data somewhere, and they are very eager to find some way to optimize their operation, and at the same time being aligned with what they need to comply with. It's a compliance issue. They need to keep track of the waste that they generate.
Eventually, do you think like this could be integrated into the existing softwares that the restaurants have, like how many burgers they are making, and like so that would automatically get?
Good question, thank you. Any data, maybe an ERP, maybe Excel, maybe whatever they have, and we have an RPA job to extract the data, so it's seamless for them how it works.
You said it takes around 3 months to
train the model. Yeah.
To train or to get
no, to train the model.
To train. So, but it takes 1 year maybe, right? To know the cycle, or because restaurants, they work also on different seasons, right? Different season you have up seasons, low seasons, and
we take up to 3 years ideally of data, whatever they do.
Yeah.
So we can see low season, high season, seasonality factors, and we play from that. And we create, just the first week, they have a dashboard like this with their operation and the forecasting. They have visibility, the end-to-end of their operation, plus 12 months ahead. And from that, they have the purchases from those finished goods on how much they need, ingredients they need to buy, and that's how it works. it needs to be trained to find a tuned model of the right amount of food. But just with the first a couple of weeks, they can see value. They can see backwards and forward how is this their operation working. Yeah.
Thank you. You're
we can talk afterwards.
You're a student at NYU Stern in New York?
I'm an MBA from New York, moving here to Abu Dhabi.
You're going to move here to the UAE?
My CTO is in New York. The rest of the team is based here in Abu Dhabi. Yeah.